As informed yesterday, there's a ping, please unable to join using the link. Can someone please post the link in the WhatsApp group, please? The link is shared. I'm not sure what is the issue. I'm able to join. Can somebody please check and post the link in the group, please? Or I can do one more thing. Why is it so hard? I'm not able to understand if there is any mistake. Can I know the total count of our batch? Because I got 34 responses only from lab time. Can anyone please help out Deepak here? I think there are around 60 of you, Deepak. Because yesterday around 50 of them have joined, right? It was around 50 of them. Above link is not working. We have to sort this issue soon. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me post this link. I'm joining through mobile. What is the issue? I've never seen anybody facing this. What's happening, guys? Any idea? Even on my mobile, I'm able to join the same link, right? So
No,
I
actually,
really don't
for
understand.
few, it's not for all, only for few.
Yeah, but even for few, it shouldn't happen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let me tell you about this issue because I have also faced this issue multiple times. So the problem is like if we join the meeting around 7 a.m. or before the 7 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
then this issue does not occur for me. Like whenever I face this issue, if I am going to join meeting after 7:05 or 7:10, then that issue was occurring for me even like last time. So if we join meeting around 7, then it does not occur. And after 7, not sure what happened. Like it's maybe it's like multiple requests are coming at a time. Like after late joining.
Because I never faced this issue in any of the previous batches. That's the reason. Even I was wondering.
You can ask them like they are joining the same role, Ralo, whatever the name of the meeting role logs.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check with them. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you for your inputs. Okay. Okay, all right then. I hope Rolla Ganas's meeting name. Yes, that's the meeting name. All right, guys. Let's get started. Okay, so raw log analysis, like I said yesterday, right? Before we jump into understanding or the architecture of the SIM tool, or jump into Splunk, we need to understand what logs are. What does even log mean? Why? Because when you start using Splunk or any SIM tool for that matter, right? You will be basically, even when you work on these alerts, right? How will the alerts get triggered, you think? How will the alerts get triggered? How do you think? Yeah, recording is started. So how do you think the alerts get triggered, guys?
When a certain rule is met. Like,
Correct. When a certain rule is met, when a certain criteria is met, right? That's when the alert gets triggered. But for it to, match that criteria, or for it to, yeah, match the criteria, basically we will have to get the logs from that particular source, right? We need to get data from that particular source, and only then we are going to write those queries, and only then if it matches we'll get an alert, right? So if you take the basic of the basic, it is nothing but we are dealing with data. When I say data, it is nothing but your, I'm just telling, it's your logs, right? It is the basic. That's the reason we are starting from the basic to understand what a log is. What does a log mean? So as per your understanding, what is a log? Can anybody say? Can anybody let me know?
events that
What do
occur
you mean by a log? What is your understanding about a log?
events that occurred in our machine, those are the logs.
Okay, yes, yes. Any other guesses? Any other answers?
It's like
Yeah,
hi.
logs are exceptions raised based on probably rule set or something.
I'm sorry. Please
I
come
said
again.
logs are exceptions raised based on certain criteria.
Okay, okay.
Logs
So,
which contain time frame, message, host name.
okay, all right. Activity stored in a place. Okay. So anything and everything, collection of metas, yes. Anything and everything that a device, let's say for example, you log into a system, right? That's an event, right? So it's an activity, right? Your log is nothing but a record. You could say it is nothing but like a record which keeps a track of, a lot of things. Probably your login activity. Let's say your system shuts down, right? It even logs that there was a power outage, the system shut down at this time. Anything for that matter, even your mobile devices, you have these call logs, right? What time you call which person, correct? We also have message logs. What time which message was received from which person, was there an incoming outgoing message? So all of this, everything makes up, it is nothing but an record which can be called as a log, right? Let's say, to take a very layman example, right? Earlier, sorry guys, a lot of pings on WhatsApp telling that this is the right link. We should figure out a way of dealing with this. It's going to be bad if at all this keeps happening. So
Can you share the link in the chat box? Because 8 members are there in other meeting.
there's no other meeting. Actually, I see that there's no other meeting running. I don't know where these people are finding another meeting.
Through mobile for me also it is showing. Through laptop it is not showing.
Ah, okay. Box. Can any one of you please copy the joining link and send? I have no clue what is happening here. Of you. Coming like this only, right? Okay, thanks. Pasting it. Okay, let's see. From your, has anybody over here in the class joined from mobile? Any one of you? Please raise your hand if so. Or you can even tell if you're joined from mobile. Has anybody joined? Yeah, okay, Rahul. Okay. All right, so you guys have no issues, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, I hope these people are able to join.
Actually, in laptop, it's not showing. I don't know. It's acting weird. In mobile, I'm able to see the meeting. Lap,
Okay.
it's not showing.
All right. Okay,
You're joined
tomorrow.
through mobile.
Hmm. All right. So tomorrow, let's see, guys. Please not start off the meeting. Let's see. Uh, okay, there are people waiting or something in the lobby. No. Okay, fine. Yeah, tomorrow, please do not start off the meeting. Let me see if that's the issue or what. We'll sort it out ASAP. All right. And we cannot have the same link every day. That would be an issue. I'll get this sorted. All right. Don't know. There's some issue, but we'll get this sorted soon, guys. Okay. All right. I think they've joined this meeting. Yep, I can see them here. All right. So where were we? We were discussing log, right? We were discussing what is a log basically. So raw log or your log is nothing but a record. Is nothing but a record. So any event, anything that you do, if that needs to be, recorded somewhere, right? That is called as a log on your devices. It could be any device for that matter, even your mobile devices, right? So I was talking about a layman example. So earlier, before we used to have these CCTV cameras, right, for your apartments. When Anwar, I've not yet started sharing the screen, so it's just theory, right? So I'm not sharing my screen yet. I will let you know. I mean, you will get to know when I share the screen. I'll be referring the screen often, so you will get to know. All right. Yeah. Okay. And Avinash, if I end this meeting and if I start again, I think it'll be a whole lot of confusion again. Let's see if people still post on WhatsApp saying they're unable to. Yeah, if they're unable to log in, then probably we can do that as a last resort. Okay. All right. So coming back to our raw logs, right? So before the CCTVs and all, right, we used to have this person at the security, right? I think irrespective of the location where you guys are from, I think, a security guard earlier used to maintain a register, right? Which person entered the apartment, what time, to meet whom, their phone number, right? They used to take all of this information. Even now, even now they follow this in some places, right? Even now they follow this in some places in spite of having a CCTV camera, right? So what is that register? that register is also a logbook, right? It contains the logs of what? Of people coming in to the apartment. Yes or no? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So as simple as that, that's nothing but your log. That is nothing but your log. So when it comes to organization, I did not find link. Okay. But you're already in the meeting, so I hope you finally found the link. So Vishnu, I'm not sharing the screen. Is anyone seen S2 screen? Okay. A lot of disturbance today. Very sorry for that. Please share fast. I did not find the link. Not seen the link. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so much. And I'm not sharing the screen. I'm just talking. I'm not sharing the screen because it is just the theory part. I wanted to let you guys know, so I'm not sharing the screen. Okay, so that is what a log is, a very basic definition of a log. All right, in your organization, right? When we are talking about SIM, right? We try to get these logs from various devices. So whichever device you want to monitor, right? Whichever device you want to monitor, you install an agent. I'll tell you what's an agent, what do we install and all of it. All right. So we install an agent, we'll get all of the logs from that device, right? All of the logs. So in your Splunk, in your SIEM, you will be dealing with the what do you call, with the logs itself. That's the reason before giving you guys access to Splunk and bombarding with a lot of logs, let's first understand how and what a log looks like and how we can analyze it manually. So whatever the practice, whatever you guys will be doing today in the class, it's not that you have to do it manually in your office, in your organization. All right, it is just a practice to understand how a sim works. All right, this activity, whatever you guys will be performing today, will be done by sim. All right, but we are doing it manually to understand the logs better. Is everybody with me? Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
Yes, we are with you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
now since you
Yes,
guys
sure.
were so wanted to see the screen, so let me share my screen. All right, and just take a guess. All right, just take a guess as to what kind of logs this might be. All right, and before that, give me once. Who have laptops, people who have laptops, can you search for something called as event viewer on your so this is on your Windows machine only. If you guys have a Windows machine, can you type something called as event viewer? Can you type event viewer, please?
Yes, we got it. I got it.
Got it? All right, that's good. Once you click on event viewer, right, can you go to Windows logs? Can you go to security logs under Windows logs, please? I'll be putting up a screenshot. So those of you have Windows machine, those of you are using a Windows machine, can you please do that?
Do what?
Viewer. You just have to go to event viewer, type in the search bar of your Windows machine. All right, search for event viewer. As soon as it opens, right, you will be able to see the options whichever I have pinged it, shared it in the group, right? Click on Windows logs, click on security logs. Security, can you click on security?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, once you click on security, do you see there are few details underneath? There are a lot of logs, right? There are a lot of logs.
Yes.
Yeah, when you click on that, do you see a description of that below?
Yes.
Yes, all of you. How about others? Okay, so
Yeah, we
can
can
you
see.
please share your screen? Share the screenshot in the group, please. Whoever has done it. Mariam, I think you were able to do it. So can you share the screenshot, please, in the group? It would help others. Okay, thanks a lot for that, Avinash, Chandru. Yes, yes. Right. So you're seeing, yep, thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks a lot for a lot of screenshots, all of you. Thank you. So now I'll go ahead, share my screen. So whatever you saw now, right? Whoever was able to see, right? Okay. Right. So all of this is nothing but logs. You know, the event viewer, whatever you see, the application, security, setup, system, these are all various logs. All right, what logs? So under application, if you click on application, you will get few logs related to the applications installed on your system. Probably if they have come across some kind of an error, some kind of an issue, right? You will get those details as well. All right, under your security, it is mostly your audit logs. So what is audit log? Any guesses? Anybody wants to take a guess? Looking at the log, can you take a guess? What do you mean? What does it mean by when I say audit logs? So just go
Like
through this.
log
Just
in,
go through
log
this.
out, successful
Yeah,
login, successful sessions.
yeah. Who logged in? What time they logged in? What is the log? Login. That is, how did they log in basically, right?
User's
And
behavior.
log off. Sorry,
It's an user
The user behavior.
footprints.
user activity.
Yeah, user
Yeah.
footprints.
Correct? Yes, that's right. Activities which are performed by an user. Yes, absolutely. And then you have something called as setup logs. Any idea what is a setup log is? Look at the log and then tell me. It's not that you have to take a wild guess. No. Click on the setup log, right? And see what the log talks about. And then you can tell me. Can you? Setup log.
Is it about operating system?
Yes, it is about. If you just click on any of your setup logs, right? Let me share my screen. Right? If you see here, what does it say? Package was successfully changed to the installed state. What is this? Any guesses, guys? What is this? Any guesses? What this is? KB 500-9467.
It is
That's
an
right.
update. It is an update released to
Yeah,
the
that's the
LMS.
KB. Correct. That's the knowledge base article number by Microsoft, right? Those are the patches. So it gives you the detail about what patch, what time it was updated, if at all there is any error. All of that information you'll find in setup logs, right? Now coming to system log. System log.
About CPU,
Yes,
memory.
yes, absolutely. Yes. So anything and everything regarding your system, right? Not with respect to the user, not with respect to the application, but the system itself, right? With the, I mean, on the system itself, all of that information, right? This also tells you, see, it says power source change and anything regarding your kernel, right? All of this information you will find in your system. So there was some issue with my virtual box. There was a driver issue, right? That's the reason I've got few of those alerts as well. All right. Is that clear? So what are these? These are nothing but logs. You know, these are called as events when it comes to your Windows, right? Or you can call them as logs. So I'll give you guys an activity. All right. So, okay, this is what, can you guys take a guess what this is? What kind of a log this is?
It's a security log, right?
I don't know. You guys tell me.
Yeah,
I'll
it's a
tell you
security.
later.
It's
Any
auditing.
guesses?
Security auditing.
So what do you think this is? What kind of a log do you think it is? This is?
Raw log.
Account
It's
failed
a login failed actually.
and
Security log.
SVC underscore set.
Login is
Hello.
failed. Event
Okay.
ID is 4625.
Very good. So can you, all right, very good. So this is a Windows security audit log, the one which you guys saw, right? This is how a raw log is going to look like. This is a raw log. It is difficult for us to make sense out of it, right? You have to manually check, okay, this is, you know, it talks about security audit log. And then can you guys figure out what is the user or the account name, whatever you call it as?
It's a
Very
SVC
good. There are
underscore
few
set.
SE1BSS.
answers. Very good. Yes, this is the one. All right. Can you similarly pull out few more information that you think is going to help us?
Hostname.
Timestamp and data.
Network address, source port,
Timestamp.
package name.
Workstation name. Reason. Failure
Failure
reason.
reason.
The source
Unknown user.
port,
Yeah.
use the bad passwords.
Very
Source
good.
port, source network.
Yes, that's right. Source network address. Where is source
Stuti, it's
network
the
address?
payload.
I'm sorry. Did anybody say anything? Source network address. But there is no IP here, but you will never mind about that. Huh. What else, guys? Someone said about workstation name. Okay. Super. Then what else?
Time.
Payload.
Definitely time is very important, right? Time. We have time. All right. Then
Event ID.
event
4625.
ID for 625.
64625.
The account domain.
IP address.
All right. Account domain, yes. SE, SOC experts. Very good. Not bad, you guys.
Logon type 3.
Very good. Yes. Anything else? Anything else?
File path.
I'm sorry.
Protocols.
Process name. Someone has mentioned process name. Yes.
Logon
Which
protocol.
process is initiating this? Right. Yeah. Sorry.
Logon protocols.
Logon information. Logon type 3 is there. Logon ID. Account for
Hello.
which logon failed. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Anything else?
I will go with the date too, April 16 and the time.
Time, yes. Time. Sorry, I forgot to. I think I had highlighted it. Maybe I lost
So
it.
two
Time, yeah.
timings are there. One is event time and one is capture time.
Very good. I'll tell that when I bring up the logs onto Splunk. I'll tell you guys there are two different, time frames, right? So I'll let you guys know that. Thank you for clearing that. All right, so this is fair enough. So whatever you guys did, good job, great job. So imagine if we have to do this every day, right? Manually. This is just one log and we took some time, right? We took a minute or a couple of minutes. So imagine doing this for all the logs day in and day out. It's practically impossible, right? To manually go and extract all these fields or all the values that we think is important, right? So it's practically impossible. So that's why this whole concept of SIM, all of it came into being. All right. So, like I said, we don't have to do this in your organization. We are doing this to understand the log better. So if you see the screenshot, what you guys shared, right? The screenshot, whatever you guys have shared, I'm just going to open up this, right? Whatever you see here, it's the same over here. Whatever you see on your screen when you clicked on the security logs, right? The information in your general is nothing but whatever you see here. This is how a raw log. So if I, try to pull all of these logs onto my SIM, this is how it is going to look like. This is how it is going to look like. And the SIM helps us out in getting all this information. All right, so it gives a proper structure to your logs. Okay, so before we jump in to that, let us understand what are these different options that you see on your event viewer. All right, what are these different things that you see on your event viewer? So uh, is everybody is the window open? Everybody's window open? Event viewer log windows, event viewer log,
Yes.
everybody?
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll spin up, there's a Active Directory setup. All right, that's the lab. So I'll log into that. I'll tell you guys. Others who have joined in from mobile phone, right? So let me quickly log in, start up the instance, and then I'll show you. Okay, meanwhile, let me quickly take the attendance. How many of you there? How many of you there?
40 plus
43.
is there.
Not bad, not bad. 42. Not bad. So good time to take attendance?
Yes.
I guess it is. So please log in while I log in also.
Okay.
To your magic portal, all of you, please. Let me know once you guys are ready. I will initiate the attendance from my end.
Yes, I'm ready.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah, ready.
Others, please try to log in. I am going to initiate the attendance from my end. So ready, 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 ready. Okay, okay. Batch 67, I'm going to initiate the attendance. Done. Done from my end. It's all left to you guys. let me know if you guys are done. I'll just refresh it from my end. You guys
Just
might, I think you guys will have like 5 minutes or something too. Yeah,
Sutik,
sorry.
just want to confirm that these are the topics which you have taken. It was all the based on the syllabus, or just for the general seek you have like you are just defining it.
No, it is a part of syllabus as well.
Yeah, which means we are not from that cybersecurity side, so we want like that and definitions kind of thing, which you written the heading also. It's a fine because we have to remember that is the topic include and that, right?
I will share the
We
PPTs, not a problem at all. I'm going to show it.
uh,
The thing is, if I show
okay,
anything practically, right, you will be
okay,
able to understand than me
yeah,
showing the
yeah, we can
PPTs.
able to understand, but later after like a 10 minutes, if we ask the same
Sure,
thing, we couldn't
definitely,
recognize.
definitely,
Yeah.
Pandu. Yeah. So I feel that, oh, there's something wrong with the password. Just give me a minute. Grab me. So, something's wrong. Not able to log in. Okay. My password not working. Just give me a minute. I'm bad at remembering passwords. Okay, finally logged in. So yeah, I'll definitely share the PPT with you guys. The only reason I don't prefer to just show the slides on the PPT is because when you see things practically, especially for the ones who are not from the computer science background, right? So it is easier for you guys to recall. That's the only reason, right? But I will share as I've informed. Mm, all right. Want to attendance Birappa, the same people are not there. There are a couple of you, it says absent. I don't know if they're actually there in the class. Let me quickly check that. It's, yep. I'll share those points. Supreet, do we have Supreet? Nope. Okay, cool. That's all right. I've initiated, guys. Everything is done. I've refreshed it. So I think 5 minutes is also up. Okay, now coming back to our topic of discussion. My screen.
Screen is not visible,
So,
ma'am.
I'm sorry. Anything? Did anybody say anything? No?
No, screen.
Okay. Cool. So here is your Windows Event Viewer logs. I logged into a AD server. This is the AD server which we will be using going forward. All right, we'll be getting all the logs from the server, right? So before we get the logs, let's understand what these logs even mean, what these events even mean. So under application, it's fine. It's all related to, if any error that has, the application has come up, whatever the application is there on this particular system, right? But the important one would be our security logs, which talks about who logged in, and if they were unable to log in, what is the issue, right? What was the reason that they failed, right? We'll get all of that information, correct? So if I click on audit log, what is 4624? Do you see an event ID which says 4624?
Successful login.
Yeah, that's right. So this is successful login. What successful login? The person was able to log in to this machine successfully, right? Was able to log into this machine successfully. So that is what it says, audit success. And you see this event ID 4624 will be dealing with a lot of event IDs, and you will be dealing with it in your organizations also, right? So you have to remember few of these event IDs. So this event ID is nothing but a number, right? Which is, tagged or mapped to a certain activity. All right. So every time you see a logon activity, right? If you notice here, do you see 4624 again? And it says audit success, a logon activity. Is that right? So if it's a log off, see, it says 4634, 4634. So log on, it's 4624. So guys, what is it the event ID for, a failure logon?
4625.
5, yeah, 4625. Good, great. Yes. So now let's do a simple activity. All right, let's do a very simple activity. Do you see this IP address over here?
Yeah.
All of you able
Yeah.
to see this IP address?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So can any one of you or whoever wants to try to log into this box? Of course, you don't know the password, so it's going to be a failure login, right? So we'll try to get the logs over here. So you just have to do a MSTSC and RDP, right? So how do you do an RDP? Who do not know if it's anything new. So what I'm saying here is, yeah, thanks. So just go to your Windows box, right? Type in RDP. That's your remote desktop connection. You guys have to be familiar with these things. All right. Why do we use a RDP, guys?
To connect
remote connection.
Yeah, to connect to a system remotely, remote desktop connection. So let's say I have to access, I have to, probably I'm an IT person, right? I have to log into a different system. All right, let's say Irshad's system. So I ask Irshad to share the public IP, right? If at all we are in different network, right? Share the public IP, and of course RDP should be allowed, only then I can RDP. So this machine has RDP enabled. Anybody can access RDP. It's left open to the internet. All right. So open up your remote desktop connection. Try to connect to 388.123.249.
I have connected, tried actually. Can you check?
I mean, you mean to say you
Yeah,
tried to connect?
I tried
I mean,
multiple
I have
times.
tried connected. You can
Yeah.
see the logs.
So a couple of you have tried. So
Yes,
all of you have, I hope all of you have failed. I really hope none of you connected it to change my password if you are able to connect. So let me just quickly refresh. So do you see till now? I mean, this is till date, right? Today is 15th in India. So this is the last event that we have. It says log off. That's it, right? So now let me refresh it. Let's refresh. So whoever has tried to log in. So do you see here? Failure, failure, failure. And what is the event type for failure? A lot of you have tried. A lot of you have tried. Please, no brute force activity. No brute force activity on my machine, to my machine. Oh my God. No, stop. All right. So do you guys notice this? 4625 event ID. Everybody able to see this?
Yes.
4625. It says, what does it say?
Is
Audit failure.
this machine in like EST time, John? Like because the time
No,
going
actually, this
went
time
delay.
is of what this machine is running on. This 388 is in a different time zone of its own. It
Yeah,
says
yeah.
231.
It's an EST time zone.
some timing EST, I don't know, PST. All right, it's in a different time zone altogether. That's the reason there's a difference in the timing. It's 15th, but there's a difference in the timing. Yeah. So if you see 4625, it's all of you guys who have tried to log in, but you do not know the password. So here you see Kedar has tried. We have Kedar, right? Of course, yeah. I know Kedar is there.
Yeah. I tried
Yeah.
many times.
See, even Mariam, I hope I've got your name right. Right? Even they've tried to log in when she's tried to log in. So all of this will be captured in my server, from whichever system I'm trying to get the logs, right? So we will try to understand what are these different, what do you call names or the field names, right? The heading, whatever you call it as. So let's pick up a failure login first. So this is our failure login. All right, it says an account has failed to log in. Okay, and the important thing here is something called as a logon type. Do you notice this? Logon type 3? All of you? Logon type 3?
Yes. What
Yeah.
is that?
Any guesses? What is a logon type?
No.
Remote login.
Yeah, but
Remote.
what exactly does logon type? Very good. Yes, you're right. But what does a logon type actually mean?
The kind of login that someone tried.
Yes, that's right. So, however, you guys tried to log into this machine, right? That is nothing but your logon type. Let me share a document with you guys. So I'll share it right away because if I don't want to forget later. Okay. Okay, you don't have to know all the event logs, all the logon types, right? Only the important ones is enough. All right. This is the document. All right. Since you guys had to RDP, you guys RDP to the system, try to RDP to the system, right? That's the reason it says logon type 3 because logon type 3 is for the network. It is nothing but the network. All right. So if you are logging in, you're not logging into this system to this 3 dot whatever the IP of this machine is, right? You're not logging into this 3.88 machine physically, right? You don't have a physical access to the system, right? You have to do it remotely over the network. You're doing it over the network, right? That's the reason you see a logon type of 3. All right, there are other important logon types as well. Okay, and we will look into that in a minute. So that is what logon type means. The way the person tries to access a particular system, tries to log into a particular system is nothing but your logon type. All right, and now for which logon failed. All right, so account name is what with which the person has tried to log in, right? And definitely this is the domain that was used, need not be right? This is the domain that was used to log in. This is the user who has tried to log in with this particular username, right? This is the name through which the person has tried to log in, right? And if you check here, it says it is a username or a bad password. That is the failure reason. Okay, and Do you notice these two things? Status and substatus. Can you guys quickly, in the PDF, can you guys quickly tell me what does the status mean? What does the status mean? 6D. What does
Unable to
this
log in.
status mean? Sorry?
I mean, we unable to logged in that.
Yeah, it's due to the bad username password.
Yes, but correct. So does the substatus also say the same thing? So this is the problem if I share my screen having you know,
Status.
let's open. Give me a minute. I have to switch my screen.
This is either due to the bad username or incorrect authentication information.
Yes.
6D.
So if you open up this PDF, right? If you open the PDF, I asked you guys to check what this particular status means, right? So you have to look for this particular status in this PDF.
So it is the main reason for the failure.
Failure, yes. So if you just scroll down, you will see something for this is 46776. No, this is for 4625. So you have to check for 4625, which talks about the failure over here, right? The status code found in 4625. All right, and it talks about what was the ID? Sorry, this is the ID, right? Status, it
Yeah.
says 6D, right? 6D. So if you see over here 6D, it says it's either due to a bad username or incorrect authentication information. All right, if at all had it been only the password issue, it would have come up as 6A, login with misspelled or a bad password, right? So it will give you a granular level of why this particular, what was the issue with this fail. I mean, why actually this failed, why actually this user was not able to log in. So that's the granular level of information that you will get when it comes to the status and the substatus.
Do we
Right?
need
We
to?
know username or bad password, but whether it was the username or a password, or whether it was a disabled account, right? All of this information you will get to know under failure information. Why is this important, guys? Why do you think this is important?
Root cause for the failure events.
I'm sorry, your voice is so soft. Couldn't hear you.
Root cause for the failure event.
Yes, correct. We get to know the root cause for the failure event, or let's say, usually what happens in organizations, if your account is disabled, you won't be able to log in, right? You have to go back to your IT guys. You have to ask them, here, my ID is disabled. Could you please, enable it? We probably were on a long holiday. It might have got disabled, right? So will you keep on accessing if your account is disabled? You might try a couple of times, right? But you won't keep trying to log in with the disabled account, right? So if you see something like a person having a disabled account and you see high number of failures, right? So all these things help us in analyzing, okay, this account was disabled, this user is no more a part, probably this user is out on a vacation, but still I'm seeing so many failed login attempts, right? You will be able to understand, try to make sense out of it, like why is there a failure happening in the first place, the reason, right? So that is why this failure information is important. All right, and if we scroll a bit down, you will notice the process information. If at all there is a process which was called for, you will get that information over here, right? And do you see this network information? This was Mariam's, laptop name or the workstation name, device name, right? And this is the IP where she comes from. This is the IP from where she comes from. So you will get to know from which location or which, geolocation is this person trying to log into. What is the IP address this person is trying to log into my system, right? Here, the system is left open to the internet. We are not in the same network. That's why you see public IPs. Okay. Don't be astonished if you see private IPs. Private IP, of course, you will see private IPs because if it's in your organization, right? If it's a person who's already connected to VPN trying to log in, right? You will definitely see a private IP address also. Is this clear to all of you?
So do we have to check status and substatus in same table?
It is always good to check, all right? Not every time. I'm not saying every time. Let's say you're seeing huge number of, failures, all right? That's when we go ahead and try to analyze, right? During that time, checking the status helps. You will get to know what is the exact reason of failure. That definitely helps.
So can I check the same in same table? So it's like
Same
status and
table, yeah, same table.
okay,
Yes,
okay, fine.
same table, yeah. Everybody clear till here?
Yes, Stuti.
Any doubts so far? Anybody? Any doubts
Not
so far? Are events and logs the same? See, it totally depends. In some, what do you call, in some sim solutions, they call logs as the raw logs, right? The raw, very raw log like this, wherever we saw, right? Something like this as a log. And once this is all, given a proper template and, when this moves on to the sim, right, whichever is required, that is called as an event. Okay. But if I talk generally, even in Splunk, every log, whatever you get onto your sim solution is considered as an event. So if you see here, it says it's an event viewer, right? But these are nothing but the logs itself. So in some cases you can use it interchangeably. Okay, you can. So event is equal to log, but when it comes to couple of sim solutions, right? When you filter out these logs and get only a few logs onto your sim solution, in your Splunk as well, right? Those are called as events. Those are called as events itself. Okay. Sorry, I missed one of the question. Every event activity will be captured. Yes, every security contains only log on and log off activity. So this is what you want to ask. Audit success, audit failure. In your security logon events, it will be that, but doesn't mean it's only for a person who is logging in and logging off. No, it will be various other, let's say there are some scripts running which needs login activity, or there are, like your some applications, right? So all of those will also be under your audit success. So your audit activity will be mostly those activity itself, right? It's a log on, log off activity, not only with respect to the user, but also with respect to other services. Okay, that's why security logs is important, right? It's important to understand, especially when you're working on, these brute force activities. Right? This comes into, picture when it comes to brute force activity. Okay, so this was about, what was this? This was about our login failure. Let's see the successful login. All right, let's check the successful login, how it looks like, what is the information that it will help us, right? So
So should we log into your instance successfully?
no thanks. There's a successful login over here. But anyway, I will make you guys log into this and check, create your own accounts in AD. I'll give that activity to you guys, whoever is interested. Okay, so if you see here, what is the event ID for a login successful, guys? It says an account was successfully logged in, right? So what is the event code for that event ID? It is 4624, right? That means it was a successful login. So this is event IDs is important. Please remember at least few of the important event IDs. Okay, so for successful login, it is 4624. For failure, it is 4625. What happened? Okay, anyway, so this was 4624. Okay, stop. Don't want to start. Okay, anyway, this is that. Logon activity, it says an account was successfully logged in, right? So what is this account name? This is a system account. That's why it is followed by a dollar symbol. All right, and account domain, of course, this particular ID, right? The account, it is tagged to a particular domain, and the domain name is SOC experts. All right, you don't have to worry about the logon ID, right? Logon type 5. What is logon type 5? What is logon type 5?
The service account.
Okay, so over here, right? Please just check couple of important logon types. Logon type 2, which is interactive. That means, what does interactive mean? You have access to your system physically. You're you're keying in the password onto your keyboard physically, right? So in such instances, it comes up as logon type 2. Logon type 3, we already saw the network. These two are important. Apart from that, there's something called as 10, right? If at all anybody uses something like, terminal services, or your, if you guys know, what is it? A VNC? Anybody heard about VNC? Or remotely when you try to connect to a system, right? That's when your logon type 10 comes into picture.
Hi, Stuti. Actually, we
Yes.
tried to connect RDP, right, to your machine, but in logon type it's captured as tree, right? Why?
Okay, you're telling this one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you see why? Because okay, let me tell you. The thing is, we are not on the same network. We are not on the same network. This
Okay.
IP, the 3.88, my AD server is left open to the internet. All right, we are not connected to the in the network. We are not in the same network.
Okay.
All right, if at all we are connected in the same network and you do a RDP, all right, you would get
Okay.
a different logon type.
Okay, fine.
All right.
So will it be a 10 logon type?
It would be a 10, yes.
Okay.
Is telnet will come under 10?
Sorry.
Is telnet and SSH would come under 10?
Yeah, you can use a telnet also. Yes, that is also remotely connecting, right? It's also remotely connecting, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it will come under 10, right?
10. Any terminal services, right? Okay. So, where were we? Logon activity. Where were we? All right. So, that's your logon type. Logon type matters. All right. And one more important thing. It talks about impersonation level. So did we notice impersonation level in our failure login? Did we notice impersonation level in failure login? The event ID 4625? Are you able to recall if at all we used it? I mean, we
No.
came across it?
No.
No, right? Because 4.6, okay, here 4.6, I don't want to switch between these two. All right, I'll show you that later. All right, this impersonation level means that what level of access this particular user has once they're able to log in successfully. So whatever account name, let's say Mariam was able to successfully log in, but once she logs in, what is the access that the person has? What is the authority the person has once they log into the machine? So what do you mean by impersonation? In a very layman language, impersonating someone means you're trying to be that person. You're trying to, let's say
Like
if
a
I'm,
fake person.
sorry,
Like a fake person. Like on
like,
Facebook,
yeah,
create an account of some other person's identity and using ourselves.
exactly. So if I'm trying to be Kedar, right? I'm trying to impersonate Kedar. I'm trying to pose as Kedar, right? So impersonation levels, there are 4 impersonation levels. So when it says as impersonation, that means it has complete access. It has complete access, like it's impersonating your admin, right? That is what this impersonation level talks about. Okay, please try to Google and figure out what are the other different impersonation levels. But impersonation level actually means what is the access the person has once they have successfully logged in. Now, this is the same. We had account name, this is the system account name, the domain, yes, it's the same. The process, which is the process which initiated this logon process, is that what you will find over here? The system process. All right. Network information is important, guys, because you get this something called as a source network address. Sorry for that. You get something called as a source network address, which gives you the details about the IP address from where this login activity was detected. Okay, like how we saw in the failure the failure activity, right? We saw the IP addresses because you guys were actually trying to log into the system. It was left open to the internet, right? It was left open to the internet and they were trying to log in. This is actually one of the local instance only, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, 31. Same domain. Yeah. So if you see, in some cases, you will definitely get the network what you call network address, which is important. So that for us to figure out where exactly is this traffic coming from, where exactly is this logon failure or logon success happening from. So this is an important piece of information. Your IP address, your user, which user it is, right? The failure information, if at all it's a failure attempt, right? And if it's a logon, what is the logon type? Even for this, the logon type would be important. Is that clear, all of you? Any doubts so far?
No doubt.
I have one doubt.
Yes, please.
See, I logged in today at 6:55.
Huh?
I logged into my system today at 6:55.
Okay.
But each and every minute I'm getting login events till 7:38.
There'll
So
be some other processes also running. So you need to understand what that process is.
okay.
So if you see here, it might say log on. Okay, you're saying, I'll extend this. Anyway, so let us check. Where is event log, security log, event source? 4624. You're seeing a lot of 4624s, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Seeing a lot of 4624s. Okay. So, all right, lot of 4624s. When you see a lot of 4624s, check what is scroll down and check what is the process? It could be a system process, definitely. See here, it's your account name. Anything followed by your dollar is nothing but your machine account, right? Your system account. And if you just scroll down and see the process information, if there could be some process running, right? And see, it says Kerberos. So what happens in Kerberos? There'll be a lot of so Kerberos will grant you a ticket. The ticket will run for a particular session. So it keeps what do you call it? It keeps authenticating. So the whole process, right? In the Kerberos, when it comes to Kerberos, right? It might only create multiple logon events because if you see here, even this, right, particular seconds, it is hardly few seconds and still I see a successful logon. These are all the internal processes, right? That is the reason you will see multiple of this, multiple events that you might see. It is still Kerberos authentication process. So that's the reason you might see multiple logon successful attempts, right, from in a short period of time.
So do you mean like
Is
for
that what
a
process which is initiating this logon activity?
so I have a query like do you mean like if suppose a single attempt is happening and there will be multiple event logs for a single user login?
No, 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 no. So if an attack, if you're talking about like let's say a brute force attack or anything as such, right? So if you see there'll be only one. This is for login. I'm talking especially for logon activity. For your logon failure, audit success, right? For your failure, you wouldn't have like that. No, because these are some internal process that keeps authenticating. That's the reason you see this. But that's the reason I said, right? If you notice, where is it? If you actually notice the always notice the account name. All right, check the account name. If it is a system account, you don't have to worry too much. It could be some internal processes, right? Account name, it's a something followed by a dollar. This is a system account. So there are some processes running within the system which initiates this. That's the reason we are seeing a lot of 4624s. Always see what is the account name.
So you logged on the domain controller?
Yeah, I have. Yes.
Okay,
This is my AD server.
then we see this multiple.
Good here, everybody? All of you? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Everybody? Bhanu, is this okay? Let me check if any. I see a lot of 4, 3, 5. You'll see a lot of different event codes, but you'll see a lot of them. Try to figure out what is 5379. All right. Even I wouldn't be able to remember what is 5379. It's difficult to remember these event codes. So I said you can remember the important ones. I will mark it and send it across to you guys. All right, whichever is important, you can just try to understand about those. You know, this is important. User account was created, enabled, right? 4624, 4625, and again till here probably till 4626, right? This could, you can take this as important. It is better if you remember these. You don't have to by heart or mug up. Since we'll be dealing with lot of logs later on, you'll be building queries and on stuff. Try to use different event IDs, and if you start using these in your queries, right, you will get a hang of it. Doesn't mean you have to remember all of this. No, just you can just Google and figure out what this is, why is this being triggered, right? You can do that. All right, guys, any doubts? So even for the people for whom this is completely new, are you guys able to follow? Am I too fast? Do you want me to slow down? How is it? If you guys can let me know, I will manage the pace.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
I'm sorry.
It is perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like you are going.
First, no.
Okay, moderate, that's fine. Okay, cool. Okay, so no doubt so far. Thanks, Ken. No doubt so far.
Uh, Difference between logon and special logon.
I mean, second. So successfully logged on, right? This logon type you're asking?
Yeah, task category.
Yeah.
In
So
the
over
task.
here, if you check logon type, in 1 second, sorry, where is logon type? Huh. Where is this? Why can't I? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, please, can you come again? Logon type. What's the difference between logon type and
No. What is the difference between logon and special logon in the task category? In task category.
task category? Over here, you're seeing. Huh. Okay. So this logon, that's what it depends on the process which is trying to log in. All right. It totally depends on what is the process which is trying to log in. So in some cases, you will find special logon. I've seen it when I was using a window, what do you call, in Teams, right? When I log into Teams, even that used to authenticate, and I would get, that what do you call, that event also over here, right? So in some cases, you would get that as special logon.
Yeah, also special logon means like administrator equivalent privileges. When an administrator log in on the system, then it comes like as per my knowledge.
On my system, I log in as admin only, but I don't see anything. Uh, but like I said, right, the app that I was using, which was trying to authenticate, right? For those, I would get it as special logon, right? So it depends on which process or who is logging in. So that's when you might see something called as a special logon as well, apart from logon. So I can't actually show if I have anything. So far, there is nothing under special logon.
Yeah, you have that one. I
Sorry?
see. You have that one.
I have, I'm trying to find out, but I can't see. It says task category logon. So I'm just trying to figure out where is special logon. So if you see it on your system, try to do one thing. See what a logon is. What is the account name for a logon? What is the process for the logon? All right. And I'm sure if it's a special logon, these two categories will be different. Okay. Check the process name and check the account logon name. All right. The account name. All right. This could be different. That would tell you why it is tagged as a special log on. Is that all right? Because
Oh,
I'm
okay,
trying to
okay,
search,
super.
I'm not able to find.
Okay.
That's the reason. Okay, so far so good, all of you. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Mm.
Okay, now you see my screen, right? The screen's visible,
Yes, yes.
correct? Any idea what this is? Whatever you see on my screen, what is
Putty.
this?
Local terminal access. Putty.
Putty?
Yeah,
What
to
is
take
putty?
terminal access.
Very good, thank you.
SSH, like if like Linux machines and all, like we always take SSH session.
No, you can take a
Exactly.
serial
We
also.
use this putty.
Correct. Absolutely right. So guys, I told you RDP. What is RDP? To connect to a system remotely. But this is a feature of a Windows Microsoft. This is a Microsoft feature, right? So I can only connect to systems which are running on Windows, right? So if I have to connect to a machine which is on Linux, right? And my system is a Windows machine and I have to connect to a system which is running on Linux, I would use something similar to RDP. Even here, I'm remotely connecting. See, the port used is SSH port, secure shell, right? So I'm connecting to a system remotely, even over here, same like this, but when it is a Linux flavored machine mostly, right? When I have to connect to a Linux flavored machine, I can't do a RDP to that machine. All right, I can't do a RDP because this RDP is a feature of Microsoft. Okay, it's an entirely different OS, right? So that's the reason for such scenarios, we would use something called as a putty. All right, and I would access that particular. So this is another Linux machine. I wanted to show how the logs are stored in Linux box in a Linux machine. That's the reason I'm logging into this machine. All right. So if I have to log into a Linux, I have to give in the IP over here. Okay. And since it's AWS, it works on key. I'm just going to stop sharing because I have to put in my key over here. Give me 1 second. I will log into the box and I will show that to you guys. All right, I'm going to reshare my screen. Okay, so I had a virtual box as well. I don't use it so often. I don't know even if this is going to come up or not. It's been ages. Right, so let's see. I'm going to open up a Kali as well. All right, and this is the box. So, okay, Kali is coming up. This is my, so when I took the SSH, right? When I took the SSH from putty, I connected to a IP. All right. Our IP was 52 IP. Where is my screenshot? This is the IP which I connected to. And this is the private IP, right? If you see here, that's the private IP. It is showing the private IP because these two machines are in the same network. So it is connected using a private IP. All right. This is how your Linux kernel looks like. This is actually a Linux machine. All right. And let me also wait for this. Okay, when this is coming up. So now in Windows, it was pretty simple, right? You just have to go on to Windows event viewer logs, right? Event viewer, and you would get all the logs and we can easily fetch these logs, right? But what about Linux? What about Linux? So straightforward in Linux? Do we get something called as a Windows event viewer or code in Linux? Any guesses? Anybody wants to take a guess? Are you guys following? Don't be, taken aback looking at this black screen. All right. I'll tell you the simplest of the simplest commands to navigate in the Linux machine. For now, we will just understand where the logs are stored in our Linux machines. That's it. All right. So this is also a Linux machine. This is a Red Hat Linux. All right. This is a Kali Linux. Both are Linux machine, but different flavors. All right. So when I say a different flavor, for those people who are very new to this, let me just draw something. One note maybe. So there are a lot of, I think, I'm so sorry, I forgot the name. Someone I spoke yesterday was a lot of experience, works in Wipro. I'm sorry, sir, I forgot your name. So please correct me if I'm wrong. All right. So yeah. So what happens is, this is the Linux kernel. Kernel is the core of any operating system, right? So what happens, this is open source. So that means anybody can build using this particular kernel. They can build any, any, when I said a flavor, right? That means they can build anything on top of this. They can build anything having the core as Linux, right? They can use any kind of programming language and build up a different OS altogether. All right. So it's called different flavor because this is available and they build a, OS on top of this. Okay, left to people whatever they want to, right? And something called as Kali Linux. There is something called as Ubuntu. Sorry, it's called Ubuntu. Ubuntu. All right. So all of this are nothing but in the core, everything is a Linux. All right. But on top of which there are a lot of programs that is written, right? Piece of code that is written to make it as a different flavor altogether. Though it is a Linux at the core, if you look at this, right? Look at Kali, how different it is. You have a user interface, right? Whereas look at this is a simple Red Hat machine. This is only using command line. Only using command line. There's no GUI. There's no GUI installed on this. It's all command line based, right? But both of it in the core, it is nothing but a Linux machine itself. Okay. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you can't talk, you can't tell them, these are different OSs itself. The OS is different, but the kernel, the core of the system, the core operating system would be the same, on which they would have built a different piece of code to come up with a new OS. All right, to come up with a new OS. So if you look at this, right, this is a Kali Linux machine, which is a, you have a user interface. So if I click on this, I've got this, right? Under root. So if I give root, yeah, I am in root. I have to be, yeah. Yeah. If I do a slash, that's the root folder. All right. And over here, there is something called as VAR, right? If I do a VAR, or I can just straight away give it as var, I'll come to the var folder. Do you see log over here? /var/log. So these are the various logs where the logs are stored in Linux. /var/log. You see here, fail logon, some debug log, kernel log, authentication log. These are various softwares which is installed. So if I get into any of this, there'll be logs, error log for your MySQL. These are the different applications on this machine, right? And if you get into any of this application, you would get application related logs on this. You're able to understand? So under var underscore, under /var/log is where you will find all the logs in your Linux machines. You don't have anything called as a Windows event viewer. No, there's nothing called as a, there's no event viewer. So event viewer, your event ID is very much specific to your Windows machines, not your Linux machines or your Mac machines. All right. If you have to check the logs on your Linux, you have to come to /var/log. So this was pretty simple, right? Because it is GUI. It's a graphical user interface. You can just click on the whichever you want, whichever folder you want, you can get into it. But how about here? What do I do over here, guys? In our Linux also, it is the same folder. All your Linux machines, it is the same folder. Tell you the commands when I come to the commands. All right. So I'll tell you it. I'll tell you the commands later. But for now, what did we see here? Where are the logs stored? It is stored in /var/log, right? I'm getting into the same, exactly same path even in my Red Hat Linux. So that was Kali Linux. This is Red Hat Linux. So where am I? I'm in var. Now I have to go to something called as log, right? So if I do this, see here, I'm in the same path. Do not worry about the commands. I will tell you each and every simple command later, but not today. Okay, isn't it the same path? /var/log?
Yes,
Yes
it
or
is.
no?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and if you see here, it is the same. What do you see? Do you see some log files? Some kdump files, log file, audit. This is where you'll find the audit logs. Yes or no? Are you seeing the logs over here?
We are seeing.
So yeah, it might be different because of course the flavor is different. There's a Red Hat Linux, there's a Kali Linux, a lot of softwares, applications installed on this. So you'll see a lot of things. But in the end, if you want to find the logs on your Linux machine, whether it is GUI or command line based, right? This is where you have to go. You will find it in /var/log. All right. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, Sudhir.
Others,
Yeah, clear.
clear? So this is what it is, the notes, right? The PPT, uh, whatever you guys wanted me to share, right? So it talks about different logs, right? And where are these logs? These logs are nothing but it is there in /var/log. All right. Actually, you will find syslog also, but here, I don't see any syslog, but here you might find something called as a syslog is nothing but your system logs. All right. It's okay if you do not find it as in when it's not that you will find all the logs, whatever is mentioned. No, whatever application is there, you will find those logs. Whatever events is there, you will get those logs. But this is where the logs are stored in your Linux machine. So I wanted you guys to see how it looks. That's the only reason I showed it both in Kali as well as Red Hat, so that you understand what it actually means when I say /var/log. I don't want you guys to have your wild imagination. You have to connect to something, right? That's the only reason. I think I have put up a screenshot also, right? This is how it's going to look like. So see here, there's something called as a syslog. All right, I'll show systems which has syslogs. This is a newly run machine, so nothing much on the ones which I shared. But see here, kernel logs are there, syslogs are there. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, Sudhir.
Yeah, I'll be sharing the notes anyway. So
Yeah.
I hope when you go through the notes, it'll all make more sense to you. Okay, you just have to remember the logs are stored in /var/log on your Linux machines. That's it. And on your Windows, it is nothing but your Windows event viewer log. And whatever logs that you find in your event viewer, right? Whatever the event ID you see here on your, whenever you see come across something like a event ID, please remember that it is nothing but your Windows logs. Only your Windows logs have event IDs. Only your Windows logs has event IDs.
What
No
about
other logs has event IDs. Please
Linux?
don't go to, I'm sorry.
What about Linux? How do we like differentiate the events? So is there any IDs?
Yes, this is how you would differentiate. And also when you get the logs, right, you will get to know, okay, this is from the security log. I will tell you how you can differentiate when we get the logs. But for now, you can think of it as this is how we can differentiate using the event ID. Each event ID means something. right? All of this can be found over here in the PDF which I've shared, right? So every event ID means something, and this event ID is only for your Windows logs. Please don't, let's say there is another application, all right, wherein you are getting the logon activities, all right. It's not from a Windows machine, it is from a different application altogether. Please not expect to see a event ID there. Event ID, when you see, it is only your Windows logs. It could be any of these. It is your Windows logs only. Okay, you won't see any event ID or anything as such on your for your Linux machine. No, you won't find anything like that on your Linux or anything else apart from that. Is that clear, all of you? Oh, syslog is there. One second. Access my events on my iOS and also want to know if the events on the Windows is the same with no, it won't be the same, Ken. Sorry, I'm seeing a message now, right? It won't be. So whatever event ID you see, right, on that's for your Windows only, not on your iOS, not on your Linux. No, on your Linux, like I mentioned, right, it is going to be entirely different, right? You will see something called as authentication log, right? This is the authentication log, how it is going to look like, right? This is very much different from whatever you see on your Windows or even your iOS. Your iOS device, I'm really not sure because I've never used a Mac system till date. So there must be a way where the logs are stored in your Mac device as well. It's time to log in now. Okay, sure, no problem. Yes, bye. No problem. So, guys, I understand most of you are working, so please do let me know and leave the class. All right, it's totally okay. All right, I understand it's a bit of a stretch for most of you. All right, so we have to do a bit of a research here as to where the logs are stored in your Mac systems. All right, so iOS, probably you'll find something similar. There must be some of the other different utilities, I guess, I don't know, for your Mac machines. iOS logs, not iOS logs. Let's see. Logs. So how to view the system log on Mac, sorry. So there is something called as console. So just check this out. If I just Google, right, no, event manager, no, you won't find event manager at all. So yeah, so this is how you will see on your Mac systems. So I don't know how to get to here. There might be a way. So it says Finder. You have to go to Finder, Application, Utilities, Console. So this is where you will find all the logs. So it'll be totally different. So Windows event viewer logs is only for your Windows, right? Only for your Windows. And on your Linux machine, it is under /var/log. This is where you will find for your Mac machine. Okay. William says magic portal. What magic? What do you want me to do? Sorry. The magic portal. So, guys, have you been able to follow so far? Windows and the Linux, the
Yeah.
logs, what is stored, where it is stored.
Yes.
Yes, everybody. How about others?
Yes, Shruti.
Yes.
Yeah.
Akka. Cool. So when we get these logs onto Splunk, it wouldn't be something new for you guys because you've seen how a log looks like, right? So it, you won't be strangers. So, okay. So I'll be sharing this document with you guys today. Please go through this. These are the notes that you guys wanted, right? These are the notes. I've not gone through the PDF or the PPT, whatever. But okay, there's one more thing I have to tell. Okay, so this was only with respect to your system logs from your Windows and Linux. All right. Similarly, you will be dealing with a lot of logs from various other devices. So, can you guys give me examples of other devices from where you might be getting logs from?
Firewalls,
IPS,
Okay.
IDS, antivirus.
Router.
network
Okay.
devices.
How about
There are
okay, all right.
Applications,
Yes, correct. So
database.
DNS,
servers, yes. DNS, yes. DHCP, yes. Web servers, yes. Any of your security devices, yes. Right? So any device that you want logs from, right? Any device that you want logs from, you can get the from the entire network. Yeah. Whatever is feasible, whatever you think is important to monitor, right? You can get logs from those systems. So when it comes to your organization, it's your AD, DNS, DHCP, your firewall, your routers, your IDS, IPS, AV, right? All of your security tools, monitoring tools. If you want to get logs from all of this, you just have to install an agent and try to get the logs from there. Don't worry about agent. When I say agent, think of it as a small piece of software. All right, but I'm going to explain all of it probably tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so yeah, what is CS? I'm sorry, what is CS? I'm very bad with the short forms. I just know a couple of them. So yeah, guys, is it clear so far?
Yes, means
Yeah, it's clear.
It is clear.
It is clear. Okay, so can I give another activity to you guys? Just one more quick activity.
Yeah.
We still have 10 more minutes, so I will give another activity. Like, okay, come on. CrowdStrike. Falcon, yes. Okay. Here you go. So we'll discuss more about the log which I'm showing right now. Okay, attendance is done. Attendance is done. We haven't logged into it. I actually told you guys, right? Please log in. I gave some 5 minutes time also. Sorry. It's okay. I'll ask them to manually mark you. All right. So I'll ask them to manually mark you. Sorry for that. If you have missed it. Probably from next time, I'll also put up a message in the group so that you guys are aware that I'm taking the attendance. Or do you want me to call out what are today's activity? What are the today's activity? As in, no problem. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, sharing my screen. Activity as such, I wouldn't want to give anything to you guys today. Just go through the document which I'll be sharing. Like it will be like a revision. So yeah, this is another raw log. Any guesses? You guys want to take any guesses?
Palo Alto Panorama.
Others?
It's from firewall, right?
I don't know.
IDS.
I know
Let
you
me
have
see
to
all the
rest.
various
You
answers.
gotta do your work tomorrow.
It's a firewall log.
Okay, how about others? Take your guesses. I'm not going to say what is right, what is not.
It's from router.
Some router. Okay. Someone said firewall. Any other guesses? Any guesses? It's okay if it's a wrong answer. I mean, nobody is here to judge anybody. We are here to learn only. So take a guess. Just see, just read through it. If you do not understand something, try to Google what it
I think
is.
it's Palo Alto firewall.
Okay. How about
Yeah.
others?
Firewall
ISP
or
threat.
IPS IDS?
Or IPS IDS. Okay.
But it's from Palo Alto device.
So, all right. So yes, it's those of you have got it right. Yes, it is from Palo Alto Firewall. Yes, most of you have got it right. Right? It's a Panorama Palo Alto Firewall log. And what kind of a log this is? This is a threat log. It has the ability to understand, okay, what is a threat. It is not just for it is not just a firewall which logs who is I mean the source IP, destination IP, the port allowed
So it's,
deny. No, it
it's
also
NGFW.
has the capability. Next gen firewall, it has the capability to understand and alert when it matches some kind of a signature, right? So it is a threat log of Palo Alto firewall. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you see the IP over here?
Yes.
You can see a lot.
You can see a lot, yes. IP, IP, right? IP. And any guess? Anybody wants to take a guess? What kind of service is this? What kind of a service? Or I would say the port.
443 HTTPS.
HTTPS request, right?
Yes.
SSL.
It's HTTPS request.
Yeah.
143.
443. Very good.
443.
Yeah, that's right. So we will do this manually tomorrow. All right. There's a documentation from Palo Alto, right? It is difficult for us to understand what this IP is. There are 4 IPs, like you guys said. There's a lot of information, but we have to understand what this IP means, what this IP means, right? We have to understand. So I will share the document tomorrow. We'll do it in the class as a activity and probably take it. And I'll share a few more logs which you guys can practice if you have time later today. Okay, so this is what we'll be discussing tomorrow. Again, little about logs. All right, I'll finish about logs tomorrow and introduce SIM, the concept of SIM tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
All right. Okay. We have 5 minutes of time. If anybody has doubts, anything that needs to be cleared, right? Please do let me know.
It can be on
I
any
shall
topic.
repeat it. And yeah, sorry, Irshad, were you saying something?
It can be on any topic.
Sorry?
Or only, I mean, can it be on any topic or only log analysis?
What, tomorrow?
I mean, you said right, 5 minutes time to discuss whether it should be or not.
Anything, guys. Anything. If you want to talk to each other, you can talk to each other also. You can ask me.
Yeah, so yeah, just want to discuss like is it Microsoft Sentinel and this Splunk are providing the same capabilities, and what is the difference like? What is the advantage or disadvantage of using Splunk and Microsoft Sentinel comparison kind of thing?
I've not worked in Sentinel to talk anything about Sentinel. All right. I don't know how Sentinel even looks. I've never had a chance to work on it. Right? So I can tell about Splunk. I cannot say when you say an advantage over it, no. But one thing is, no, Splunk is very simple, like your Google search, right? The searching is very simple, and probably that's the reason it is mostly used. And for me to be able to compare with Sentinel? No, I'm not the right person. Yeah, so that's your half answer.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
Yes, any other questions? Any other questions from anybody? Any doubts so far? People who are not from the CS background, were you able to understand? Were you able to follow?
Yes,
So,
Shruti,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
have doubt.
yes, please.
We see here just now that thread one log. So
Yeah.
we will be seeing same kind like different types, or like it will be like it changes something like.
So the thing is, right, whatever it detects as a threat, right, you will see those logs. So it depends on what it has captured. This is just an example which I have shown it to you. There, I think in the logs which we have couple of other threat logs also. So you can get to know what was this threat, whether it was it a URL, was it a file, what was the threat that it captured, right?
Okay,
So
ma'am.
even if, yeah,
Sorry, ma'am. I want to find out, is it possible for us to view the wireless accesses on the event management? Because threats and vulnerability can equally occur via wireless services like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. They can be used to infiltrate data. Is it possible for us to see it on the event logs? Because all the logs that you showed today, I wasn't able to view any wireless contacts. But
wireless
maybe
information, is it? Wouldn't
wireless,
you
yes,
find,
through
okay,
Wi-Fi or through Bluetooth.
okay.
Sorry, let me just. They
Did
are
you
all
not
wireless,
find
but
that?
through, yes, ma'am.
Did you not
Everything
find
we
that
did was
under the
wireless.
system logs? Okay, yours is a
Yes,
Mac
ma'am.
machine, right?
Yes, I'm actually viewing from Mac phone right now. I'm not at home, so I wasn't able to log in through my laptop. So everything that I've been doing is through my iPhone, and I'm just trying to navigate around it. And from what I viewed today, I just saw that I couldn't really see like wireless points,
Correct,
details,
I got that.
wireless point details like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, hotspots being reported on the event logs that we examined today. But I know certainly that threats and uh, vulnerability can be uh, accessed through all those channels as well.
Yeah, got it. So what happens is, Kim, so if you would ask me at a system level where these logs are on Mac, really not sure where would I find this in Mac. I have to check in system logs in Windows. But if you're talking about these vulnerabilities, right, which could be identified, so we would in organizations also, right, you would have a separate a scanner, you would have a separate tool which runs all these vulnerability, which runs these scans on various machines. It could be on servers, it could be on end user machines as well, right? And if we capture the logs from that particular scanner, let's say it could be your Nessus or your Qualys Guard. These are few vulnerability management tools. All right, when they run scans on these machines, whatever be the vulnerability that is captured, and we can get those logs onto Splunk. So not directly from the system as such, you can use a third party tool, you can use a security tool, scan these systems for vulnerabilities, get the logs from that security device itself.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else? Anything else from anybody?
Is it all about a personal audit and like in a manually we need to audit, or it will give any alerts if
No.
any
See,
threats?
like I said, right, when I started this class, so whatever you guys will be doing today and tomorrow, right? It is just the manual. We're doing it manually so that you understand the log. All right, before jumping into the log in sim, let us understand what this log actually means. What are the different things that you will find in a log? So that's the only reason we are doing it manually today and a little bit of tomorrow, right?
No. I'm basically asking how logs works. Like, we can see the threads and we can see that alerts and all, right? So basically, in organization, how it works.
See, log is nothing but it's a configuration on each and every system. So let's say even your mobile device, when you have your mobile phone, right? When you make calls or when you get messages, you get this in the history, right? The call history. So we do not do anything, we do not configure anything. It comes with the device. The logging comes with the device. So I did not change any configuration on my Windows machine. So whatever event, so whatever, let's say for example, a simple example for your AV as well. Whenever a AV, right, antivirus scans a particular system, right, it has to make an entry somewhere. It has to make an entry saying that I scanned this particular machine at this time, right? It has to make a note of it somewhere. So that is what a log is. So that's the capability of each and every device. And we are targeting those log files to understand, because these log files are the one which will be giving you a lot of information. These are the ones which has the data, right? Depending on whatever the device is, the metadata is all there in your log. What happened when, what is the error, what is the warning, okay, what is it, no, the login event, the log off event, right, the scan activity, right? When it comes to your firewall, what IP was allowed, what IP was denied, at what time, all of this information has to be stored somewhere, and it gets stored, right? And this is a source of information for us, right? So all of these devices have a configuration of storing these logs, and we as analysts try to capture that log, right, for our to build the queries or to build the alerts or dashboard, whatever you call it as. That did that suffice?
Yeah, very much. And when we log in your machine through RDC, we I like used some passwords, like my personal passwords. Do you can able to see that through the log?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, which means we should not use our passwords anywhere. So it's all about that.
No. Oh,
No,
okay.
I used
You
my
tried your
I
password to log
tried my
into the machine I
password
shared.
to log in your system.
Okay. No, that's not a problem because I wouldn't be able to see your password.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's not a problem. Uh, Any other doubts? So, one moment, I want to share something. So, somebody was asking about Sentinel yesterday about the course, right? I found a free course. Actually, I will be sharing it. Give me a minute. I will just post it over here only in the group. It said it was free. I don't know what part of the training is free, but just try to check this out. I hope is that who asked me yesterday
Yeah,
about that
it's
Sentinel?
me, Kamal. Kamal.
Kamal. Yeah, Kamal, I found something online. Uh, just check this out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, please send that. Even I'm
Yeah, I'll be
interested.
sending it right away. Yeah,
And Stuti, if you don't mind, then could you please give me 5 minutes after this class, if it's
sure.
possible? Okay.
Yeah, sure. So I'm posting the link over here. Just go through this, guys. And we can have a reverse KT. You guys can give me KT in the chat box. Yes, I've put it in the chat box. Okay, so that's it
Recorded.
for today from my end. We will
Hello,
talk
Sissy.
about more about logs tomorrow. A few other
Sissy.
logs apart from Windows. Just give me 1 second. All right, let me quickly complete. All right. a little bit of logs, and then I'm going to introduce the SIEM architecture, the concept of SIEM tomorrow. All right. Yes. Now, anybody who wants to say
Okay,
anything?
man. Okay, man. I'm sorry. I know you said maybe you've not dealt with the iOS platform, or you really don't want to. You don't have much familiarity with the platform.
Yeah.
The Android platform, I know, is more similar to the Windows platform. And
Okay, can your voice is breaking in between? I'm sorry.
okay, man. Okay, I said on the Windows platform is similar to the Android platform. Because you have the DNS for mobile devices, like maybe your phones. You still have the DNS, you have the MAC addresses that is associated with your Android devices. But on my iOS right now, I'm not even seeing where my DNS is. I'm not seeing where my MAC address is. But what I'm seeing is the IMEI, ICCID, MEID, and IMEI2. You know, I believe maybe these are similar to the MAC addresses or
MAC addresses, you would find it. Okay. You would be able to find a MAC address of your phone as well. So it would be definitely mentioned as a, sorry?
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening, ma'am.
Okay. No, you would definitely find a device ID of your, even if it's your mobile device, you would definitely find a, what do you call, MAC address.
MAC address.
Yes. But
can it be similar to the IME number? IME ID.
I don't think so.
IMEI. Okay.
IMEI. IMEI is a different number. No, that is a different number. No.
Okay.
That is something to do with your, that's a device ID, right? You will have,
your mobile
observed,
ID. Yes.
you would have multiple IMEI IDs also.
I have multiple IMEI ID, like IMEI 1 and IMEI 2. I even have MEID and ICCID.
Because the thing is, MAC address can be one. So under your Wi-Fi information, you don't see anything called as a MAC address, is it?
Okay. Let me check my Wi-Fi. Sorry, man.
That's okay.
I should have checked my Wi-Fi details. Damn. How do I get through this?
You might find. I'm not really sure.
I'll have to check it later. Don't let me disturb the class. Let me hold you back.
That's okay. Even I'm not sure of I don't use an iPhone, so even I'm not sure. I have to figure that out where you find the MAC address. So.
Okay, man.
That's okay.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
check that out. No problem.
Okay.
So thank you to log in. Yeah, Irshad, no problem. Others can also leave. If anybody has doubts, you can stay back. Feel free to leave the class. We are done for today. I will also stop the recording probably.
Hold on.